Aloha, everyone. Hope you guys are having an amazing time. I'm here at my place in San Diego, and I know that there's going to be some people logging in as we get rolling. We're seeing that I'm going live here and that they'll be joining at any moment. So I thought I would just start off with just a big thank you for being here. Thank you for participating, joining in on this, and taking the time out of your day to just connect up. So nice to do this. I love technology. I absolutely love the ability to connect up with people and to share these types of concepts and whatnot. My name is Dr. Matt James, because I know that some people logging in may not have met me before. For all of you who have been to my trainings or I've met, so great to see you again. Look forward to seeing you at a future event or live here on Facebook. For those of you that I haven't met, let me tell you a little bit about my journey and what we're covering tonight. So I began practicing meditation at a very early age and also had an opportunity to really practice this technique that I want to talk about tonight, Hooponopono, and transformed my thinking. Sarah just logged in and said hi. Hey Sarah, how's it going? Good to see you here. So Hooponopono to me is such an important technique. First of all, let me explain what Hooponopono is. The closest English word is forgiveness process. The word pono in Hawaiian terminology means to be right, but it doesn't mean that I'm right, you're wrong. It means right as in having an unwavering congruency about who you are, what you're meant to do in this lifetime, and the things that you're meant to have. Hooponopono is talked about by people like Joe Vitale and Dr. Hugh Len, who've helped to popularize the concept of the Hooponopono prayer. Even Tony Robbins is now getting up in front of groups and talking about the importance of forgiveness. And that's really what it is. Ho'o means to make, pono means right. And I don't know about you guys, but couldn't we all agree that this world right now, with everything that we have going on, could use a little bit of forgiveness? I mean, truly, we could use some forgiveness from both sides. Doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on, what side of your belief system that you're on, we need to heal these things up. Jose just logged in. Aloha, Jose. Haven't seen you for some time, man. Jose, he's done some Huna workshops with me out in Kona. So grateful that you're here. Thank you very much. Right now, we could definitely use some forgiveness. When I became a doctor of psychology, I researched Hooponopono, the Hawaiian forgiveness process, and validated that it helps to reduce the grudge, that feeling that we have of wanting to get someone back or completely stay away from them. So I wanted to talk briefly about the stumbling blocks or the roadblocks to forgiveness. The first one came up in the research. Two ladies emailed me when I was setting up my research to become a doctor and said, I don't want to do the forgiveness because I don't want to become friends with the person who wronged me. So let's get really clear about something. Becoming pono, getting rid of your baggage, doesn't mean you have to be friends with someone again. It means that you're free of the baggage and you are free to move forward. You are free to begin to journey down your path the way that you are meant to. So forgiveness has nothing to do with allowing someone to run over a boundary again or becoming buddies with them. If anything, forgiveness is for you. The other reason why people want to hold on to that grudge that they feel is that they think that by holding on to it, they're somehow punishing someone else, that they're somehow punishing another person. Mike just logged in. Mike Riggs, good to see you here. And Triss is on here as well. I love it. Forgiveness means you are now free of the baggage. Absolutely. Forgiveness is freedom, Jessica. I agree. That's the point that I'm making. There was this lady in Los Angeles who was teaching a practitioner training there 2 years ago. And she was in the back row. I remember her so much. She stood up and she said, my husband doesn't deserve to be forgiven right now. She said, he needs to suffer some more. And she said, if this technique could help me get over that, I would totally believe in it. And I said to her, I said, first of all, we need to tackle the whole idea that you holding on to something is somehow making someone else suffer. I said, how is it, in what universe is your holding on to this grudge causing your ex-husband to suffer? And she goes, you're right. She said, if anything, it's giving him exactly what he wants. I said, from my heart, is your husband the type of guy that would want you, is your ex-husband the type of guy that would want you to be suffering? And she said, yeah. I said, well, then you're giving him exactly what he wants. From one perspective, forgiveness is the sweetest revenge. It really is, because by letting go of the grudge that you're holding on to, and by really making the decision to move forward and to be free of it, you have this sweetness in your life, because when you let go of your baggage, it's so easy to say to someone, you don't need to be in my life anymore. The main reason why Ho'oponopono is used and talked about by all of these people is, well, because it helps you overcome that baggage. I took her through the process. I took the entire group through the process. And at the end of it, I looked at the back row and I said, so what do you think of your ex-husband? And she said, it's so crazy. She got a little teary-eyed. She said, I don't want to be with him. It's over. I don't even want to hang out with him. She's like, but we had some amazing times. She said, how is it that I can remember these amazing times immediately? And I said, it's because the baggage is gone. When that feeling of wanting to get the person back is gone, it truly helps you begin to move forward. The word pono, in ancient times in Hawaii, you were not allowed to start a new path unless you were pono. All of us, even myself, have gone through a time in our life where we're like, I'll never go through that again. I'm going to start this new path trying to get away from this pain, only to go through the exact same thing over and over again. Getting into a new relationship with someone, but it's not a different person. It's the same person, just different name, different hair color. Getting into a different job, but you go through the same thing over and over again. Different exercise routine, you name it. In the ancient culture, you had to be free of your baggage. You had to be pono before you begin a path. So I want you guys to think for a moment. What would it be like if you were free of your baggage, if you were right with yourself, if you knew who you were meant to be, if you truly then knew who you were meant to be, you knew what you needed to do in your life, and if you knew what you needed to do, the things that you have just come in so naturally, so easily. That's the reason why forgiveness is so important. I'm so grateful. It's cool. Amazon delivered my book. Amazon delivered the book that I wrote. And it's my fourth book, and this one is really, really near and dear to my heart. I dedicated it to my daughter because I believe that this truly helped her overcome a really big loss. She lost her best friend. She lost her best friend, and without Ho'oponopono, I think she would have gone down a very dark path at a very early age. And so I dedicated the book to her. The dedication's up front. For all of you who have purchased it, for all of you who have, please read the dedication and read the introduction. I know a lot of people skip it because it has helped me and my family out so much that I feel this deep desire to go out there and share it with as many people as possible. And so I wanted to take some time to answer some questions. Let me just scroll down a little bit. Mike asked, I would like to know if you have some words of wisdom for me because there is a person in Special Olympics whom is messing with my girl, okay, and won't stop. What should I do? Well, Mike, here's the deal. I mean, to me, the first thing that I would do is I would get pono with them. Let go of any baggage. Anytime you go to enforce a boundary, the Hawaiians had a saying, it was called aloha keakua. It means that love can come from a higher source, that love does come from a higher source. And the way I was taught by my kumu is that aloha keakua also means that if you have to put up a boundary, put it up from your heart. You can't do that if you are carrying the baggage, if you're carrying the grudge, if you're holding on to any anger, any sadness, any fear or guilt. What happens is that baggage then filters your perception. I mean, just looking at it from a purely psychological perspective. If you as an individual are angry, you look at the world in a different way. You don't see things the way a person who is happy sees them. The person who taught my father Ho'oponopono, her name is Morna Simeona. She also taught Dr. Hugh Len. She was invited to talk at the United Nations to the members of NATO. I always make a joke. It's not really a joke. I don't think they're practicing it very often. I think the world would be a much different place if we were practicing some forgiveness. See, the thing is, you weren't allowed to go into any type of discussion where you were wanting to create resolution with any intensity. If you were doing a Ho'oponopono meeting together, you couldn't go in there with any intensity. I shared this on the webinar that I did 2 days ago. In every single live group that I teach, I walk out into the front row and I ask someone to hold their hand out. And they do. And the moment they do, I put my hand up against theirs and I just gently push, and everyone pushes back. I mean, just think about this for a moment. If you were holding your hand out and someone walked up to you and touched your hand and pushed on it, you would automatically want to push back. And the problem with that is that it's not just a physiological response. It's an emotional response, a mental response, and an energetic response. When you go in with some level of intensity to any discussion that you have, whether it's emotional intensity, mental intensity, or even just energetic intensity, a person feels like they have to push back. That push back is an unconscious, a subconscious response that we have. It's almost like hardwired into the neurology. Maybe it's fight or flight. Maybe it's just something that we do to protect ourselves. Whatever it is, if you go in with intensity, you're going to be met with intensity. So the whole purpose of Ho'oponopono is that it allows you to free yourself from the baggage that is related to another individual. It allows you to be free of the intensity that you have. It doesn't negate the fact that you want to uphold your boundary. What I mean by that is that the story that I tell in my trainings, there was a guy that used to work for the company, an amazing individual, and he did some things that I wasn't comfortable with. And when he did those things, I knew I had to fire him. Come on, you guys, let's get really clear. Firing someone is horrible. I hate doing it. Being fired, well, I guess that sucks more than having to fire someone. Knowing someone that got fired, you hold space for them, want them to feel better. Truly, though, getting fired is not a positive experience. I did Ho'oponopono. I woke up the next morning and realized I still need to go let this guy go. I can't work with him anymore. And I went into the conversation with him in a calm, centered, and balanced way. I went in calm, centered, and balanced, and was able to express to him how grateful I was that he was a part of the company. I was able to express to him how much fun I had working with him over the years. And at the end of it, he looked at me and he said, "Man, that was the best firing I have ever had." He's like, "Can I give you a hug?" So we hugged it out, and he's like, "Can we still be friends?" And I'm like, "Yeah, of course we can still be friends." I still message him every once in a while. He messages me every once in a while. When he's in town, we go out to dinner. He's a great guy. We don't work together anymore, and that's totally okay. So many people remain in a relationship until the relationship explodes. Have any of you guys ever done that? Remain in a relationship too long that it just absolutely pops. It's like you have to set fire to the village before you realize you should get the hell out of the village. Things don't need to be that way. That's the whole reason why I wrote the book on Ho'oponopono. That's the whole reason why I did it. Triss, who is my fiancée, she's on here. She wrote down, "Forgiveness gave me back my relationship with my father." That's so true. It's absolutely true. I know that not just from her story personally, but the stories that I've heard from my students as well, that it gives you back a relationship. It can help you mend a relationship that you want to get back into, and it can also help you end things. We don't tend to end things very well in Western culture. We wait for the blow up. We go to extremes. Man, we go to extremes here in the US, don't we? That pendulum swings back and forth. And the more intensity we bring, the more we're going to have to keep swinging that pendulum back and forth. I wrote this book a year ago. It took a year to get it out. And it's one of the cornerstones of the tools that I teach to help people overcome baggage. It's free. I so want you guys to have an opportunity to practice this. That not only is the book free with all of the information that you need in it to begin to practice this, you can go on our website, our membership site, empowermentsuccess.com, and you can download a 7-minute version. For those of you that are my students, you've always said to me, "Man, your recorded version of Ho'oponopono is absolutely incredible, and it's too long." I've heard people say, "Kumu, Dr. Matt," whatever it is. It's just way too long. It's 45 minutes. So I made a 7-minute version. When I was in Italy last year, made a 7-minute version for you guys that you can practice every single night. I'm such a believer in not only sharing this with everyone, just sharing it with no strings attached. You guys have the book all the way through Friday. You can download the ebook for free. And you can also go on our website and just by entering your email address, getting that link, downloading that recording, the MP3 for free, so that you not only have a guided approach to it, you have it in printed form now so that you're able to truly incorporate this into your life. Now I can keep talking. Those of you who know me, I talk for a living, I teach. But just shoot out any questions you guys have. Oh, let me scroll up here. It wasn't scrolling up. Sweet, Jose, what's the difference between forgiving and forgetting? Awesome question, Jose. I absolutely love that question. So I'm going to begin to answer your questions now and just go with whatever comes up. So one of my former teachers, her name is Sally Bishop. Jose, I know you've been with me for close to a decade now. I don't think you ever got to meet Sally. I think by the time you came to Huna, she had passed away. An amazing woman. And she had this saying. She would say, to forgive and to not forget is to never forgive in the first place. I want you to think about that for a moment. To forgive and to not forget is to never forgive in the first place. Now I have people say to me, first of all, how do I forget? I'm always going to remember that that person wronged me or the negative things that happen. And really the Hawaiians had a saying, anno ai. Anno is seed, ai is to eat it, ai is to bring it inside of you. And so truly it's a metaphor for the lesson. You're supposed to remember the lesson. So what you focus in on, I know that we're all intelligent people. Jose, I know that you're a super smart guy, and you're never going to forget the negative stuff that happened. What you want to do is, through the process of Hooponopono, you kind of want to disconnect from the person, from the event, from what occurred, and let the negative aspect of it go, and hold on to the positive. What is the lesson? What do I need to learn from this so that I can begin to move forward in my life? That's the big question that you got to ask yourself. Then you focus on the lessons. You focus on the deeper lesson, and that way you are forgiving and forgetting. You're forgetting the negative thing that happened. You're remembering the lesson so that it can incorporate into your heart and you can move forward in a peaceful way. Aprilani, oh yeah, she said it decreases the intensity with others. And I absolutely agree with that. Josh, thank you so much for being on here and giving that shout out that it works. Paula, I'm working on some forgiveness currently that will give me back my relationship to myself. That's beautiful. I absolutely love that. Let me just expand because it says see more. There we go. And loving myself. And this is helping greatly tonight. Thank you for that, Dr. Matt. You're welcome, Paula. Here's the deal. One of the questions that I get asked all the time, is how do I forgive myself, right? The number one person that I want to become pono with is me. And truly, you become pono with yourself through doing this process with others. What I mean by that is that we encounter who we are through our interactions with other people. Ho'oponopono means to make it right with yourself and others. And when you do the process, I'll share with you guys, it's done in your mind. You can listen to the recording, you can read the book. You put these people on the stage that are a part of your life and you say to them, I forgive you, please forgive me. Well, it's in your head. So what is in front of you is you. It's you. It's not another person. Yes, you can do ho'oponopono face to face, in which case that is the other person. The process that I'm sharing with you guys, though, is one of the main ways that it was done in ancient times in Hawaii, and that was to forgive the people in your life. Get that forgiveness in both ways. And through forgiveness with others, you begin to forgive yourself. That's a truly beautiful thing. Vikki James. Cool last name, by the way, Vikki. Oh, that's so cool. You're coming to Huna in March. I'm going to Huna. What can you expect? Vikki, you can expect most of the workshops that I teach, like NLP, it's fast-paced, it's 11 hours, it's 4 days of intense conversation, concepts, ideas, exercises. Huna is experiential. Huna, we're going to be going to a couple of locations, a place where healing work was done, Pu'uhonua o Honaunau. We're going to go up to the volcano, take a trip up to the volcano, meditate on the crater. Not the one that's, technically is erupting, but we're not going to the place where the lava's coming out. I don't feel like upping Tony Robbins and doing a lava rock. We can let Tony have his fire walk. I'm not going to up that. But you're going to experience a true connection to yourself. to your higher self, to your aumakua, a true connection to purpose, Vikki. And you're going to absolutely enjoy it. And we have a word in Hawaii, and that word is ohana. Ohana is family. People that come to Huna, they really begin to form a bond with each other and become a part of a family. And Vikki, it's so cool. My son and daughter will both be there. They love to attend Huna. So grateful that you'll be there. Scylla girl, I think I'm pronouncing it correct. Please forgive me. Well, you can do Ho'oponopono if I pronounced it incorrectly. Nice to see you and teaching Ho'oponopono. I'd love to get the book, but it was not available in Canada from Amazon. I know we have a link. Janice, who's a part of my team, has a link for you, so hopefully she'll be able to put that link up and give that to you so that you guys have that opportunity. You're welcome, Jose. Oh, Janice already did. She already put a link up there for the UK, and she put a link up there also, I hope, for Canada. Tammy, I'm new here, and this sounds very interesting. Now, how can I get the book? And is that where I start? Absolutely. Look, I know not everyone can make it to our live trainings. Tomorrow, my team is running an event in Boston where we teach Ho'oponopono, plus we teach Neuro Linguistic Programming. I run our Huna workshop in Kona twice a year, every March and September, and I know not everyone has the ability to do that. So the book, and I got my hands on the physical copy. I got it shipped in from Amazon. Isn't Amazon Prime amazing? I mean, we live in this day and age of I want it now. I'm shocked that it took a full day. But the book came in and absolutely loved to just read it, and especially the part to my daughter, that introduction and the opening to it. This is free for you guys. It's free. So just click on the link. Janice will be putting the link up there in order to help you guys get that. Liana, you'll be there. Very cool. Have an awesome time there. You're going to totally enjoy it. Judy's on here. Judy says, hi, Dr. Matt. I'm one of your long-time students. I know. And she's said, Ho'oponopono, allow me to forgive myself and be free from the thoughts of what I did or what I should have done or what I absolutely right with close friends, with family. That's so powerful, Judy. Thank you for sharing that. Regret. My grandfather passed away, and he was one of the most influential male role models that I had. And I said, at the time, I said everything that I wanted to say to him, that I love you, that I wish I was there in other ways, that I wish I could have been there more. And you know what, you guys? Ho'oponopono helped me to heal up because there were some things that I held back that I wish I hadn't held back on. Ho'oponopono let me become right with myself and right with him. And the funny thing was, even in my mind, doing this process in my mind, I could hear his voice. And he said to me, of course I forgive you. I heard it in his voice, and it was very powerful. And I know that even though he had passed, that he would have forgiven me for the things that I hadn't said, that I hadn't done. Sometimes we can carry that, and that it's like a brick, right? It's carrying a bag of bricks. It's like dragging a bag of rocks behind us, and we can't move forward. We're so stuck on the past. The shoulda, coulda, woulda. Ho'oponopono helps out with that. Absolutely. Erica, I'll be there tomorrow. Please forgive me for not being there. Well, Dr. John is going to take you through Ho'oponopono, so you will forgive me. Erica, it's my daughter's birthday on Monday. That's why I keep bringing her up, because my mind's all occupied. I'm flying to Hawaii tomorrow when you're starting the program with Dr. John, and Pega will be there as well. I'm flying back to Kona so I can be with my daughter because family is so important to me. She's turning 11. My son's 18 and my daughter is 11. And I don't want to repeat the story because you guys are going to read it in the book. You're going to probably hear about it, on one of the recordings. Ho'oponopono saved her life. And it's something that my kids learned growing up as a part of the family. And it's really helped to transform their life, helped to keep them healthy, spiritually, mentally, and emotionally healthy. I do Ho'oponopono with my kids all the time. My son's 18, man. He's a teenager. I don't think he's on here right now. He's in school. He better not be on here. My son's a teenager. How many of you guys have teenagers? Oh my God. 18 is such a turbulent year. And there is such a thing as karma. I was a handful as a teenager, I tell you what. And I know when I shared with my mom some of the things that I went through with my son, she laughed and she's like, oh yeah, karma. It's real. Stuff is real. I have to do ho'oponopono on a regular basis with the people that I love because I want to see them grow. I want to see them get older and I want to see my son become a young man. I want to see my son become a young man and grow up and make the mistakes and fall down on his face and forgive him for it. He thanked me because he skipped out on our family vacation last year. And this year when he came to Italy with us, you know what, you guys? He thanked me and he said, thank you for not bringing up the fact that I didn't come. All these other people are like, oh, you made a mistake, you did this, other family members and what. And he's like, you didn't do that. He said, you've never made me feel bad for my decision. And it's because I did ho'oponopono. I didn't want to spend the entire vacation bringing up the fact that he wasn't there the previous year. So what? That happened in the past. I let it go. I move forward. Erica, I will give her a big happy birthday. Thank you so much. Tomoya is on here. Tomoya, are you in Japan? Are you on this all the way from Japan? And she says, so great to start the day with seeing you. You must be in Japan because you're starting the day. It's helped me to be where you are right now. I absolutely know that. Tomoya, thank you so much. That's so cool. Sila Gal, I was a teenager when I met you in Kona. It was 2001. I appreciate you saying that, and I'm 46 right now. So I wasn't a teenager in 2001. I was teaching. You might be thinking of my brother. My brother was there at Huna. I have a younger brother, 8 years younger than I am, and in 2001, he had just graduated from high school and a few years earlier and definitely was a teenager. I know I look really young, but I'm getting up there in years. I've been teaching since 1998, so if you met me in Kona, I was on stage teaching, unless you're just teasing me and telling me that I look so young. But I appreciate that. Alex, thank you so much for being on here. You're welcome. You're welcome. I know it's made such a huge difference in your life, and I know that it has made a difference for you and your mom, and I appreciate you being one of the most amazing stories. No, you looked like one. Sila just said, no, you looked like a teenager. You know, my daughter the other day, you can't really see it on here, but she started looking at the side of my hair and she's like, Daddy, you got a lot of gray hairs. Are you okay? And I'm like, that's what having 2 kids will do to you. And she looked at me, she said, hey. I'm like, that's all right. You can do ho'oponopono. It'll be fine. But this big smile that you see on my face, even when I talk about things that are difficult, at the end, and I want to begin to wrap up because we just want to take 30 minutes here on this live webinar, not webinar, Facebook Live, whatever it is that we're doing. I wanted to take some time to just wrap up with something really simple. There's a Hawaiian word, malamapono. Malama means to cherish. Pono means right. Pono means right with who you are. And when you do this process, when you do ho'oponopono, it helps you become right with who you are, and you cherish that. And sometimes you can face negativity and you face it with a smile. You face life with a smile. When you face life with a smile and with joy, when you fall down face first in the path, you just smile and go, oh, there I went again, I fell down. Now I get to learn how to stand back up. When you go through life all grumpy and angry, all it does is perpetuate that. And every time you fall down, you get more and more angry. So you might as well just be happy, right? Be happy, go through life. So let's wrap up our Facebook Live with malamapono and a hui ho. We are a hui, that's a group, and ho means to repeat. The Hawaiians didn't know how to say goodbye, so they would say a hui ho, because at some point again, our paths will cross. Take care, all of you. I look forward to seeing you in the future. A hui ho. Class dismissed. Love you all. Bye-bye.